Good day, everyone. This is PBL 2 Gender Identity for ADLT 4310U, prepared by myself, Kristin, Katelyn, and Madison. Kicking things off with the scenario. In Ontario, Maxine has chosen to change their name to Max and identify as a male. This 18-year-old high school graduate is looking for a college that'll be accommodating towards their choice. So Max will be attending college in the fall, but has experienced many uncomfortable situations where peers and teachers have questioned his identity and made him feel inadequate. Gender identity in his past was never taken into consideration, where in high school he was forced to change in the women's change room for gym and use the women's washroom even though he identified as male. He was regularly teased, picked on, and physically assaulted by other students, and these experiences were very difficult for Max to handle emotionally as he never felt accepted. So when we dive into this PBL, we have to ask ourselves some analysis questions. What are some things that Max should look for when researching universities or colleges that'll help him feel empowered and accepted? How can Max stay true to himself during stressful situations where his gender is brought up? Can he make an impactful change on his overall well-being? And what can Max do to protect himself, ensuring he's safe from harmful situations and future bullying? Will it ever stop? So some facts and statistics about transgenders. Transgender students are 2 to 3 times more likely than their peers to be assaulted or threatened, which in turn increases the likelihood they'll attempt suicide. Just under 50% of transgenders say they had attempted suicide at some point in their lives, a percentage that is more than 25 times higher than that of the general population. Trans people who experience housing discrimination, job discrimination, rejection by their families, bullying in school, physical violence, or sexual assault had an even higher rate of attempted suicides. Moving on to the contextual lens. Organizations are liable for any discrimination and harassment that occurs in their workplace. They're also liable for not accommodating certain individuals, like trans persons' needs, unless it would cause undue hardship. They must deal with complaints, take steps to prevent problems, and provide welcoming environments for trans people, along with other certain individuals. Trans people, they routinely experience discrimination, harassment, and even violence because their gender identity or gender expression is different from their birth-assigned sex. Everyone has the right to define their own gender identity. It doesn't matter when they were born or who they were born. And trans people should be able to self-express like anyone else. They should have access to washrooms, change rooms, and other gender-specific services and facilities based on their lived gender identity, not born gender identity. Moving on to our theoretical lens. The Human Rights Campaign is a resource that's designed not only to guide you through the process of assessing a campus's LGBTQ friendliness, but also help you be vocal during your application process. Some, but not all the rights are listed as follows. You have the right to be called by the name and pronouns that match your gender identity. Sometimes people make honest mistakes, but teachers and school staff are not allowed to call you by the wrong name or pronouns on purpose, even after you tell them how you want to be called. You have the right to use restrooms and locker rooms that match your gender identity, and you can't be forced to use separate facilities. If you feel safer or more comfortable using a private space, or if you'd like to use separate space for a short period of time, you can request that, but your school cannot force you or pressure you into using separate restroom or locker room if you do not want to. Additionally, you have the right to get the same opportunities to learn and participate in school life as anyone else, no matter your gender, including your gender identity, expression, race, nationality, or disability. This includes not being punished because you're transgender or gender nonconforming and being allowed to participate in school activities and events. Additionally, you have the right to protect your privacy and choose who you tell or don't tell about being transgender. If you want to keep that information private, your school must make sure that things like your transgender status, your former name, and your medical history are kept as confidential as possible. Some synthesis questions that we're going to ask ourselves. How can Max make the right decision on which college or university to attend to, ensuring that his gender is not an issue? Is there anything Max can do to help others accept him for who he is? Should he have to do this? Why or why not? And how can Max move forward in his gender with confidence, not allowing other negative or rude comments to affect his self-esteem? Will he ever feel fully accepted? Why do you think this matters? For our scenario, we came up with this solution. So our campus non-discrimination policy, including sexual orientation and gender identity. For it to be crucial that schools offer an easy process for changing gender markers on official school records. Gender-neutral housing, in which students of different grades may live together in the same room, and gender-neutral bathrooms as well. Various programs, social events, LGBTQ groups, and awareness programs on campus. That should be a good one as well. And then reporting discrimination or harassment on campus, either informal or formal. Having someone that is transgender, having someone that they can talk to, and always accessible as a resource. So switching gears, we just want to bring up a quick court case, which is Grimm versus Gloucester County School Board 2018. Gavin Grimm is a transgender high school student who has fought the past 4 years, from 2014 to 2018 in specific, against the county school board for rights to use the men's bathroom. By not allowing Gavin to use the men's bathroom, they violated his right under Title IX, which is quoted by Stevens in 2018. After 4 long years being moved back and forth from federal to Supreme Court, Gavin finally won his case and his rights. So our conclusion that our group has come up with for Max: he feels he wants to attend Durham College and has applied there. At their open house, he connected with the Office of Diversity, Inclusion, and Transitions. Max was able to meet other students, obtained a career coach, and felt a great sense of belonging there. Max additionally decided to volunteer his time with the office once he starts at Durham, so he can help build more awareness with gender identity and to connect with others who may be facing similar issues. Durham also offers gender-neutral bathrooms throughout the campus, as well as various activities and events that students can participate in to explore and accept gender identity. And then lastly, we have our references here. Thank you everyone for watching our presentation, and we will see you back in the classroom.